Greetings. Welcome to our third Greek class. We are going to look at some more things we've already covered before we can move on to our lesson for today. So I welcome you to our class. Let's move on to the next slide. So we've covered the Greek alphabet. By now you should be able to say the Greek alphabet. And here it is again. Alpha, beta, gamma, delta, epsilon, zeta, eta, theta, iota, kappa, lambda, mu, nu, chi, omicron, pi, rho, sigma, tau, upsilon, phi, chi, psi, omega. So if you have not mastered it, I encourage you to take time to look at it again. We also looked at the present tense of luo, and by now we should be able to pass a present tense of the Greek language, and luo is a good example for us. And by now I don't need to emphasize the fact that you need to know the endings of the present tense, and that's what will help you with all the other verbs. And as you can see, you remember luo, lu is the stem and the ending is the omega. So in the second person singular, lu is the stem, ace is the ending. The same goes for third person singular. Lu is the stem, a is the ending. Luomen, same thing. Luete, same thing. Luozin, same thing. And luo means I'm untying, and this means lues means you are untying or you untie. And you can see the whole rest of the chart. So again, that's revision for you, things that you should know by now. We looked at the nouns, the Greek nouns, and logos was our example. And logos is the nominative singular, logoi is the nominative plural. Accusative singular is logon, accusative plural is logus. So you need to remember that the ending is os, omicron sigma, omicron iota, omicron nun, and omicron upsilon and sigma for the accusative plural. So you need to note that. All right. So that's the form of logos, and logos means a word. The plural means words, and the accusative means a word. The accusative plural means words. Okay. This is the definite article. The definite article is the, the. So the accusative nominative singular is ho. You see the rough breathing there. So it's ho. So ho logos, hoi logoi, ton logon, tus logus. Okay. So each definite article agrees with the case, with certain case that it is part of. So in this case we have blepe, ton, angelon. You see the angel. You see the angel. If there is no definite article, it's automatically an angel. So there is no indefinite article in Greek. It's there if there is no definite article. You assume that already. And then hoi, angeloi, blephosin, the angels see, or the angels are seeing. Ho anthropos, blepei, tus angelus, the man sees the angels. So this is plural accusative, and it's the object. Okay. So nominative is the subject, accusative is the object. You need to note that. So that was the subject and the object. Now we need to move on and talk about possession and indirect object in Greek. Possession is the genitive case, and indirect object is the dative case. So let's look at the chart. So the same thing that we looked at already. This is the genitive is logu, the plural is logon, the dative is logoi, the plural is logois. And these are the definite article: to, ton, to, tois. So genitive is possessor, dative is indirect object. Genitive is possessor, and in English that means of something. So you could say the bus, which belongs to Nazarene, means that the bus is possessed by Nazarene. With indirect object, you could say to something or to someone. That's the indirect object. Okay, we're going to look at some examples to help us clarify this as we move forward. Okay. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. Okay, this slide we've just looked at, so you need to note to, ton, toy, toys, logu, logon, logoi, logois. So it's to, logu, ton, logon, toy, logoi, toys, logois. And the definite article agrees with the word in its case. That's what we have said already. So here in this case we have ho angelos, to theu, legei, ton logon. This is our nominative, so that's our subject automatically. And then we have to theu, that's genitive case, so it's something of God. And then legei, this is our verb, so we know the ending, he or she, it, says. And then this is ton logon, this is accusative. So we can actually translate this and say something like, the angels of God say the word. The angels of God say the word or speak the word. Okay, so by now you should be able to see the different cases. This is nominative, this is genitive, this is our verb, and this is accusative, which is the direct object. This is the object rather. Yeah, the direct object. Another example, ho angelos legei to logu. Ho angelos legei to logu. So this is the nominative, this is our verb, and this is our indirect object. So the translation is the angels speak to the slaves. So remember we said indirect object is to something or to someone. So the angels speak to the slaves. Okay. Ho angelos legei ton logon to theu to dulo. The angels speak the word of God to the angels. This is the nominative, this is the verb, this is the accusative, this is the genitive, and this is the indirect object. Okay, let's move on. So you should be able by now, looking at these words, be able to tell what they are. So adelfu, what case and number is it? It's genitive, singular. Curious, sorry for wrong spelling. This is not the spelling of curious, so the iota is not there. So curious is nominative, singular. Tus is accusative, accusatives plural. Dulo is dative, singular. Ton no, dulo is dative, plural. Ton is dative, plural. Cosmo is genitive, singular. Nomoi is nominative, plural. And theon is accusative, singular. Okay, so you should be able to look at your chart and see the endings of these words and be able to classify them appropriately. So akuomen to kurio. Akuomen to kurio. We listen, we hear the Lord. So this is a special use of the genitive and the dative case. Okay, so instead of we hear of the Lord, in English we don't say we hear of the Lord, we say we hear the Lord. So it's a special use of the genitive. Aquomen ton logon, so we hear the message. We hear the message. Pistozin to Theo, they believe in God. They believe in God. Let's look at our vocabulary for this lesson. Agape. We're going to look at words that decline like arche soon, but for now let's just go through the vocabulary. Agape means love, adelphe, sister, arche, beginning, ge, earth, soil, land, zoe, life, that's where you get the word zoology, phone, sound or voice, so you get the word phonetics, suke, soul or self, hamatia, sin, that's where you get the word hamartiology, the study of sin. Basileia is kingdom, kingship or reign. Ecclesia is the assembly, or later on it's the church. By the way, in the Greek cities, when the men went to make decisions on behalf of the city, they were the ecclesia, the assembly. Hemera means day. Cardia, heart. Maria, Mary. Oikia, house or household. Ora, hour. Hora, hour or occasion. Doxa, splendor or glory. This is where you get the word doxology. Thalassa is sea or lake. Biblion is book or scroll. So you get the word Bible. The word Bible means book. Daimonion, demon. Ergon, work, deed. Evangelion, good news. Hieron, temple. Ploion, boat. Prosopon, face. Sabaton, Sabbath. Semeion, sign, miracle. Technon, child. Autos, autor, auto, he or she, it, they. Jesus, Jesus. Paulos, Paul. Petros, Peter. Pistel plus dative, it means I believe or I have faith in. And then Mark 13:31. Uranos kai hege parelo uzontai. This is the feminine and neuter nouns. So the heaven and the earth will pass away. The heaven and the earth will pass away. So here now we are introducing the idea of gender in Greek. Gender in terms of the Greek nouns. So nouns ending in omicron sigma are masculine and they decline like logos, whereas nouns that end in hair and alpha are feminine and they decline like arche, hemera, and doxa. And then the nouns that end in omicron noon are neuter and they decline like ergon, and you'll see the chart that's following. So we have here arche, archen, arches, archai, archai, archas, archon, archais. So this is the nominative, accusative, genitive, dative, and then the plural, archai, archas, archon, arches. And then we have ergon. Ergon, ergon, ergu, ergo. And then we have erga, erga, ergon, ergois. What you must note about the neuter nouns is that in the genitive and the dative, either singular or plural, they always look like the masculine nouns. So take note of that. So keep that rule in mind. Once you learn the masculine nouns, then you have easily learned the neuter nouns. Okay. So the nominative and accusative of ergon are identical. This is always true in the neuter. There's a special rule for neuter plural nouns. They normally take a singular verb. The children keep the law. Okay. Usually we say that a noun must agree with its verb, but that's not the case with the neuter nouns. So neuter plural nouns take a singular verb. Take that into consideration. So what case and number are the following words? You need to look at your chart and be able to complete this with agape, evangelion, tekna, ges, adelphais, biblion, suke, and daimonio. Okay, you need to be able to do that looking at your chart. That's an exercise for you. Here is the complete chart of the definite article. We've already looked at the masculine: ho, ton, to, to, hoi, tus, ton, tois. And the feminine is he, ten, tes, te, I, tas, ton, tais. And the neuter is to, to, toi, ta, ton, tois. Again, this is what I was saying, that when you look at the masculine, you can see this is to, and the neuter, to, toi. And then you have the ton, tois, and the same thing with neuter, ton, tois. The feminine is the one that has different variations, so you just need to learn it. He, ten, tes, te, hai, tas, ton, tais. I should say that any of the ones that sound sound are in the plural, and the a sound are in the singular. So take that into consideration. Article and noun must agree in gender, case, and number. So in cases where you don't know what a word means, what case a word is, but you know the definite article, automatically then you can be able to tell the case and the number and the gender of that word, because the definite article will automatically let you know that. Again, an exercise for you: theon, agape, ergon, arche, tekna, logos, zoen, haira. So look at that. So this is what we are saying, that there must be an agreement: ho logos, ton logon, to logu, to logo, hoi logoi, tus logos, ton logun, tois logos, he arche, ten arche, tes arche, te arche, I archai, tas archas, ton archon, tais archais. Then we have the neuter: to ergon, to ergon, to ergu, to ergo, ta erga, ton ergon, and tois ergois. Okay, so take note of this chart. It's going to help you a lot as you look at the other words. And we have other variants of the feminine forms, apart from arche, which means beginning. We also have hemera and doxa. So hemera, hemeran, hemeras, hemerai, hemerai, hemeras, hemeron, hemerais. Doxa, doxa, doxan, doxes, doxei, doxai, doxans, doxon, doxais. And we have already looked at arche, archen, arches, archei, archai, archas, archon, arches. So what you need to note is that alpha and eta, variations between singular and plural, and vowel or rho before end, or sigma, chi and zeta, and then definite article pattern follows what you've already looked at. So pass the words on page 37, bottom of the page, and page 38. Do the article and the noun. Do the article and the noun agree. Decide that. We also have another case in Greek, which is called the vocative case. Now the vocative case is very easy because you can easily identify it, and it's usually has an eta, an epsilon at the end. So instead of logos, it's logem. So instead of petros, it's petre. So if you're calling on someone, by the way, the word vocative, that's where we get the word um, for calling, vocare in Latin. So, Petre, beplo daimonion. Peter, I see a demon. Maria philes ton kurion. Mary, do you love the Lord? So you're calling on someone. And in Greek, we have what we call the Kyrie eleison. Kyrie eleison. Um, Lord have mercy. That's what it means. Lord have mercy. So that's the vocative case. It's very rare, but we find it in the Greek language. And then we have Jesus. Jesus declines like Jesus, Yesun, Yesu, Yesu. So even in the dative, Yesu is looks like the genitive. So the vocative is also Yesu. So hoi okloi zetauzin ton Yesun. The crowds are seeking Jesus. In this case, Jesus is the is in the accusative case, therefore the direct object. And then ho doulos to Yesu lege, the slaves of Jesus speak or are speaking. The definite article will help you know which you are dealing with in case you don't know whether it's genitive or dative. Then we have autos. Autos is the he or she, it. And you know that it's also, we also get it from the verb, he or she, it. But we also have it in the rest of the cases. So, of course, you'll never see it in the nominative because it usually comes from the verb. But we also have it in accusative. So, autos, auton, autu, autoi, autoi, autus, auton, autois. Aute, auten, autes, aute, autas, autai, autas, auton, autais. Auto, auto, autu, auto, auta, autam, auton, autois. So, very much similar to the things we've looked at, especially the ending of the, you can see here that it's just an addition of "au" at the beginning, but the rest of it is actually the ending of the definite article. So that's your he, his, him, to him, they, them. Okay, she, her, to her, it, its, to it. Okay. Endings of autos similar to the article in neuter, nominative, and accusative singular. Autos unnecessary in nominative because the verb takes care of that. That's what I've already mentioned. Possessive autos uses definite article and genitive. La lumen autor, we are speaking to her. Wo curious autu philei auton. The master, his master, loves him. Lepes autu, do you see it? Do you see it? So that's this lesson for us. Let's do the practice and see you in class. Thank you very much for paying attention. God bless you.